Welcome to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share and drop your comments. Thank you.
In today's tutorial, we'll learn how to make asymmetric one-shoulder sleeveless dress. It is actually a very simple tutorial. Stay with me as we learn how to cut the pattern. As usual, this is my basic bodice pattern, the bust line, the under bust and the waistline. So the first thing I'll do is to get the midpoint of my shoulder. I'll mark out the midpoint of my shoulder. After marking the midpoint of the shoulder, I'll connect it to my bust point. I'm just trying to be sure I marked the right, I did the division well. So just the midpoint. And I'll connect it to the shoulder, to my bust point. The next thing is to connect my neckline. And, the ruler is not really giving me what I want, so I decided to use my freehand style. Just use my hand to do the styling, to do the curve, and then use the ruler to finish it up. So after marking my neckline, the next thing is to fix my dart. So at the under bust, I'll just pick half an inch to the right, half an inch to the left, and I will draw a straight line. I will draw my dart leg, and I'll draw it straight down, and at the upper part too, depending on how tight or how fitted you want it at that point, I took half inch to the right and half inch to the left also. And because one of the leg of the dart is longer than the other, so I'm trying to measure the long one, and I will adjust the short one to that same length, so that when I am joining, it won't be shorter. So I'll just connect the curve. So the next thing is to work on the center front, trying to mark out the depth, and here I just trying to figure out how deep I want it to be. At this point, you're at liberty to do whatever you want. If you want it very deep, you can go. So what I did eventually was to come up from the bust line by 1.5 inches. So I just came up from the bust line, trying to mimic the curve part. The next thing is to measure the shoulder, and at this point I measured 1.5 inches. You can reduce or increase as you want. And I'm just trying to see how I can connect it to my center front without it being too curvy. Just trying to, okay, that is what I have eventually. So the next thing is to fix the dart, just as I did for the other side, half inch, and I'll just connect my dart legs. Also at the upper part, half inch to the right, half inch to the left, I'll connect, and I'll measure to be sure that the dart legs are equal. If it is not equal, then I'll fix the short one. The next thing is to cut out my pattern. So I'm trying to cancel out the parts that I don't need, the darts. Okay, this is what I have. So the next thing is to take out the bust dart. So I'll just cut it and I fix it like that, both for the right and the left.